Breakups challenge you in your ability to be separate from another person, to be your own person. After having lived life as a team with this other person, you might now feel terribly lonely without your former partner. Stay tuned to learn what to do with these feelings so you can start feeling better. Hi everyone, welcome back and welcome to the channel. I'm Micah, I'm a psychologist. In many cultures, we find difficult messaging around being single. On the one hand, you might feel pressured to live your best life and enjoy being single. On the other, people might worry about you and make you feel like there's something wrong with being single. If you've just gone through a breakup, you're now navigating this terrain and your own post-breakup emotions. You may be feeling lonely, helpless, hopeless, powerless, rejected, and/or abandoned. In the following, I'd like to help you with that and share some thoughts on how you can make this easier for yourself. I've grouped my thoughts into 2 steps. Number 1, remove pressure and shame from the mix. Before we get to the core of your emotions, I'd like to encourage you to let go of any emotions you're having about your difficult emotions. If you're feeling lonely and hopeless, that's enough to carry. You don't need additional difficult emotions in response to your original difficult emotions. These additional secondary difficult emotions arise when you add pressure and shame. Pressure to feel different, shame about your difficult emotions or situation. To remove pressure and shame, feel into your body and look for where you're feeling pressure and/or shame. Then ask the emotion which difficult thoughts and beliefs it's coming from. See if any answer comes up. You might want to ask several times and keep listening. Do this now, and when you're done, come back to the rest of the video. What did you discover? Perhaps your pressure and shame came from external expectations and opinions about your situation or emotional state. Perhaps they came from your own mindset, thoughts, and beliefs. These can sound like, I'm pathetic for feeling this lonely. I should not be this upset by this breakup. Something's fundamentally wrong with me for not having been able to make this relationship work. I can't trust myself or my emotions. Let go of these judgments and find more helpful thoughts like, it's absolutely natural and human to be this devastated after a breakup. Humans are social. It's natural to want connection and belonging. Being single is not a fail or a flaw, and neither is, if that's the case for you, knowing I want a partner when I'm ready for it again. Step 2, extricate your identity from abandonment. If you struggle with being separate, single, and your own person, your identity is likely intertwined with fear of abandonment and lots of protective strategies of trying to prevent it. That means you're strongly driven by a fear of being alone, and that influences your thoughts and actions so that they revolve around preventing potential abandonment. Of course, there's a reason your psyche grew to function this way. It has to do with the experiences you've made in life so far, especially during childhood. You may have experienced physical abandonment or emotional neglect and abandonment. Fear of abandonment may also be a generational fear that you've taken on from your parents and other ancestors as something like an unconscious family identity that's passed on and on. If your identity revolves around fearing abandonment and trying to prevent it, you are more sensitive to real and misinterpreted rejection. You're more vigilant for signs of disapproval. And you're more focused on the person you're interacting with, their needs and expectations, than yourself. You're probably also very ready to adjust to what others want and go above and beyond to keep them happy with you. Your relationships are more about preventing abandonment than authenticity. If you've recognized yourself in this description, a breakup might hit you harder than it would other people because the one thing you've been working so hard to prevent has now happened. A breakup is more central to your current identity than it is to other people. The good news is the ability to be separate can be learned and practiced at any age, especially now that the part in you that fears abandonment is alive so intensely. You can use this acute awareness to heal and soothe your abandonment wound. A powerful way to do this is to work on your core beliefs. What do you believe about yourself, relationships, and life that comes from the misguided logic of your abandonment fear? These are beliefs like, I'm not enough, I'm not lovable, something's fundamentally wrong with me, I can't make it on my own, I have to neglect myself so that someone will stay. I have to drown out my inner voice to make others happy. Being single is the worst thing that can happen to me. Write down and remind yourself of empowering core beliefs that encourage you in your separateness as a person. I'm enough and lovable, no matter if I'm in a relationship or not. I can have a good time on my own. I can use this time for personal growth and self-discovery. I can be myself when I'm alone and in relationships. I can be me. I can express myself and my needs. I can let others see the real me. That's the best cure for loneliness because it creates emotional togetherness. Use this time to better get to know yourself. What are your priorities when you're not taking someone else's into consideration? What are your values, goals, interests, and hobbies? Which experiences, people, music, and books invigorate and enliven you? What do you need to feel good, physically, mentally, emotionally? What are your preferences, likes and dislikes? What's something that comes naturally to you? What are you not drawn to? What's something you feel repelled by? Make plans for days and times a day you feel particularly lonely at. Call a friend, plan to meet someone on the weekend. Don't wait for others to call or text you. Call or text them. Practice feeling safe when you're alone. Direct your attention onto thoughts and cues for safety. Practice grounding techniques like abdominal breathing and muscle relaxation so you can turn off the stress response in your body. That way you can retrain your brain to associate being alone with safety, not alarm. Rhythms help with this too, rhythmic music and movement. Dancing, walking, cycling, swimming. It may feel foreign to you to approach separateness like this with helpful core beliefs and proactivity, but the more you do it, the less foreign it'll feel. The more you step out of the ill logic of your abandonment fear, the less you allow it to direct your actions, the less dominated you'll feel by it, and over time, this fear will grow smaller and smaller. The more you build your identity around positive values, the less central your fear of abandonment will be to who you are. Belonging and connection will become an important and natural part of life that feels easy and nourishing. You actually also need the ability to be separate for good relationships too, not only when you're single. Being able to be a separate individual who feels good within themselves allows you to be present in relationships to feel connected to the other person, not to feel minimally okay about yourself. Being able to be separate also allows you to be real and authentic in relationships, which makes them so much better.